Oh, excuse me, sir. Do you have a paper? Thank you. Splendid, thank you. Oh, drama. Oh. Channel𝜗𝜚. Quality. Especially for you, books. Oh, Wedgwood has made a new tea set. What? Nothing. Oh. What a wonderful chance that I meet you here. I was just about to call you after I'd finished my little time of peace here. What would you like to drink in afternoon tea? Splendid. Yes, we'd like 2 afternoon tea, please. And you remember the custard cakes from last time? And once again, the custard cakes, please. Thank you. So, I have the most marvelous little drama. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's all over London. No? Well, it's about Jack and Robin. The two have had some developments. Allow me. No, this isn't a letter from Robin. You see, this needs some explanation. I was having tea time at Robin's, and on her desk, which is in the drawing room, which is convenient, I found a letter. Now, it was addressed on October the 27th, which is several days ago. However, I asked, "Oh, Robin, are you going to send this letter? Because otherwise because I could take it with me downtown, back home, and drop by near the post office." Well, no, she wasn't going to send it. So what did I do? Please do forgive me. I took the letter. Of course, I didn't send it. I merely opened it and read it. Was shocked by the results, and then I copied it on my typewriter. So, of course, I stopped by Robin's house and carefully inserted the letter back in its original place without her even knowing. But I do have a copy. And before I read this, I must ask of you the most sincere promise that you will not tell a living soul, because if the papers or whoever would find this, then oh my dear, we are a long way from justice. Anyway, I thought I could share it with you, couldn't I? Well, it goes like this. Dearest Rolf, it seems only fitting that I write by candlelight, for there is no place for daylight in a letter like this. How strange it is to love someone as fiercely as I love you, only to find myself tangled in webs spun by others. Last night in the Royal Hillcrest, I heard the most dreadful whispers, murmurs about you and that mysterious woman in that emerald gown. I didn't want to believe it. I know how the upper-class people of London talk, and I thought myself immune to their idle chatter. But Rolf, this woman named Lillian, slipped from the lips of your own mother. She even said she'd never seen a more perfect pair. You must understand, I have held you as my only light since that first night in the... Thank you. Yes. Tea? No, of course we must not let anyone hear. By the way, there's also been some slight development in the Winslow case. There you go. Milk and sugar. 2, eh? I remembered. And a little milk. There. Ooh, bit too much. But anyway, there you go. Where was I? Oh, take custard cake if you want to. You know, by the way, in terms of economics, I don't know if you care about economics. However, we have been making the most tremendous profit in the company. Well, I say thanks to the inflation, because there's a lot of people going to America. Yes, it's something about the stock market. A lot of people think it's really good. However, I didn't look into it really. But there have been a lot of people that have been booking tickets. Cake? Yes. Well. Where was I? You must understand. I have held you as my only light since that first night in the club. Yet here I sit, trembling as I scrawl your name, wondering if my heart is somehow naive, or if I share... Oh, hold on. Or if there is truth in all this dark gossip. It's quite good, isn't it? You must be honest with me, Rolf. The city has ears, and it thrives on mystery. But my heart cannot bear the silence. I need to know what it is you hold in your heart. And yet, even as I write this, I hear myself, here I am, begging for answers. Every glance from you has already spoken of your devotion. I wonder if it is I who am guilty here, letting my insecurities overtake the truth. I hope with all my heart, Rolf, that you understand. And Rolf, please forgive me if I sound as though I doubt you. It is only that I fear the world will always keep you just out of my reach. Here comes the fun part. Forever yours truly, Robin. So... There has been talk in the club about Rolf and a woman named Lillian. Now, of course, you must understand that gossip is, well, gossip is as gossip does, I sometimes say. However, gossip is not always true. Now, I know Lillian actually. I met her once. She's a general's daughter. Quite suitable. But her mother, I cannot stand the woman. She's a regular patron. She's always over-exaggerating about her husband's victory. I don't even know if you're able to call it victory. Anyway, it's always, oh, my husband is the perfect husband and my daughter Lillian and oh. But here comes the fun part. Robin thinks what the club thinks, because the club to Robin is truth. So, if the club would say that Robin has an affair with Lillian, Robin would think so as well, because, well, it'd be funny to know there are plenty of people who think so. Same thing happened with Jack, Robin's previous lover. However, thankfully the flame has been extinguished. As long as a lot of people... Well, another cake. As long as enough people say one thing, the rest will be clockwork. And the same thing is with the Winslow case. As I told you last time, the Winslow case can now come to Parliament, the House of Commons. Now, once more, these parliamentary businesses don't... Well, I don't care about them at all. However, there have been some interesting developments. Have you read that great article in the Times of Sir Robert Morton? Well, it was titled Sir Robert Morton Wins Great Legal Battle, about the Len Rogers case, filled almost an entire page. Well, anyway, so Sir Robert is all about right and his motive known to each and every bachelor in the country: let right be done. Now, of course, him and the First Lord of the Admiralty, who in this case is in the offence of the Winslow case, and not on Sir Robert's part, is that he says that Parliament cannot come back on a decision it has already made. But they forget one thing. As I told you, Magna Carta, a servant of the king cannot be condemned without a trial. So Robert Morton gave this, quite frankly, rather long speech in the House of Commons a few days ago, saying that let right be done, and whether it was 5 shillings or £2, that it wasn't about how Ronnie stole the postal order, how much he stole. It's about the fact that Ronnie was served unjustified.
And I believe with all my heart that this House will accept my view that there is only one course left open to the government, namely this: let them not rest till the Attorney General has endorsed Mr. Winslow's petition with the time-honored phrase, the phrase that has always stirred an Englishman, and I hope always will stir, wherever he may be, in his castle, in his backyard, or in the humblest little public house at the corner of the humblest little street. Let right be done.
Well, so there came a vote, and Parliament voted for the Winslow case to come to court. So here comes the fun part. So Robert Morton was offered a very distinctive role in court. He was offered the role of job of Lord Chief Justice. Now, I heard from Kate he denied, and for one thing and one thing only: the Winslow case. And I find it quite funny. She heard that from Tags𝜗𝜚, our family solicitor, moments before he asked her to marry him. So now Kate is all wondering, who should I choose? I mean, John just left the woman, and now Desmond has asked her to marry him. Desmond used to be a cricket player for Middlesex. However, forgive me, that young, willing, sportive figure has long departed from his body. And I told Kate, you would be so dumb if you were to accept him. But the Winslow case has come to court, and a few, witnesses have come down to London to speak. For instance, the woman at the post office. Oh, by the way, would you care for a smoke? How ill-witted of me, sorry. Yeah, but, see, where was I? Oh yes, Desmond marrying Kate. Well, anyway. Kate is nearly in her 30s, right? She's the oldest of the children. But does that mean that she has to go on marrying some old brook like Desmond? No. However, I fear she has little to no choice. But I was speaking to Sir Robert the other day, one of the only private conversations I've ever had with him, and he said, "Oh, George, I stayed near the Winslow case because I felt that the rewards that would come from it would be of an interest to me. The rewards of the Winslow case would be of an interest to Sir Robert. Why would the rewards be of an interest to Sir Robert? Oh, look. Look who entered. Isn't that the Countess of Grantham? With Rose McClare? And is that... That's Daniel. Daniel, my secretary. Oh, he better doesn't see me. Continue. Sir Robert stayed in the case for their own natural... You know, Daniel is, well, a good friend of mine. And he does good work. However, he hasn't yet married. Oh, what a proud it would be that I had a secretary who was married to a distant cousin of the Countess of Grantham. But didn't Rose McClare have anything to do with Bertie Pelham? I know him personally, do you? No, he was interested in buying shares in my company. Yes. Well, anyway, it's so fun to have a private little conversation with someone. Well, it's already November. I say, I wanted to host a Christmas dinner party at my house, of course with the missus there, perhaps with Daniel, with Robin, and we'll have to see if it was with Rolf, but can you imagine? Long table filled with all these standard couverts, as it's called in French, and glorious garlands scattered around, presents under the tree, perhaps some distant music far better than the music from this cafe. Now, tell me what you've done today. Oh, well, I have been going down to London. I didn't go to the office today. I called and said, oh, don't count on me today. Now, I went to Oliver Brown clothing store and had a new suit fitted. And I purchased something. Hold on. It's somewhere here. Now, what do you think of this? Okay? A picture camera. You can remove the lid and you can just... No, it doesn't have a film, don't worry. You can just snap. It's fairly easy to handle. If I can open the thing. Do you know anything about photography? Well, I've heard that they are working on colour film now. Would be interested to see a colour film someday. Now, you simply place the film here. You roll it over and it gets collected here. Right? Are you following me? Then you insert the case back. Simply place this down, close the lid, and you can take pictures. You can even see here, this is a little viewfinder, so you can see what you're looking at. And if you want to take landscape pictures, you can see here perfectly through this little glass. Now to take pictures, simply flick this and then turn until you can look right through here. I'm not bothering you with this, am I? No, you can simply look through here to see when a new picture can be taken. You twirl this and you take another picture. So now it was only £2.50. I know it's rather expensive, but it is fun to take pictures. Especially of some of the ships. The christening of the RMS Westminster is nearly there, and it would be fun to have some pictures taken. But of course the newspapers will tend to that, but still. Now another tea. Another fill. There. Oh, and about the Tags𝜗𝜚. No, you're right, talkies. Mrs. and I went to this film called The Dueling Cavalier. It was a tryout, so to speak, because talkies had never been done before, at least not by that film studio. But like I said, I prefer British films over American made, but I thought, why don't we give talkies a try? Now, of course, you know Don Lockwood and Lena Lamont. As the faces of Hollywood. I think the missus fancy Don Lockwood. But as long as he doesn't fly over and stays in America, I'm safe. No. Anyway, the film was nice. However, there were some difficulties. So there was this scene where Mrs. Lamont came downstairs. She had this long necklace of pearls. She continued to fiddle with them. I don't know where they hit the microphone. It seems they were hidden somewhere in her breast or on her shoulder. Because when she went like this and then like that, you could hear her, and then you couldn't, and then you could, and then you couldn't. And the dialogue of Don Lockwood. He kept on, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. It was almost like a romance from Jack and Robin. Well, anyway, so the film was not that bad. At least we thought so. So, as the picture went on, eventually something happened and the sound was, as they say, out of tune. I read an article about it in the Sunday Times. So they were speaking, but you didn't hear any sound, and the sound came a few seconds later. And there was this other scene with Lena Lamont and an actor that I don't know, where Lena went, no, 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 and he went, yes, yes, yes. And it was so out of synchronization that when Lena said no, 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 you heard the man's voice say yes, yes, yes. It was absolutely ridiculous. How the mighty have fallen. I'll never go to a Don Lockwood picture again. However, I did hear they were working on a Shakespeare Tags𝜗𝜚. You know, Kate and I went to Shakespeare a few months ago. Richard III. Oh, what a brilliant play. You know, there have been a lot of people coming up with new plays, but I think Shakespeare's just the best. Who played in it? Oh, don't ask me. I don't know that. Well, I think it was Tags𝜗𝜚. Well, all these Hollywood actors don't... Oh. Oh. There comes Kate. Who's that? Oh, and Sir Robert Morton. Well, let's see. Why don't we go sit with Kate and Sir Robert Morton? I could introduce you to Kate and Sir Robert, and we'll chat on the Winslow case.